guys, Sebastian here from Vintage. Welcome to our gallery. In today's video, we'll be talking about the brand new 2024 Gibson Les Paul Studio Modern. So in this year, Gibson has deviated a little bit from what they have normally done with the Studio in previous years, and they have modernized it. They have given it features that make it a lot more suitable to the modern player. So let's go ahead and talk about what they have done and what we think about these new guitars. First of all, it is a Les Paul Studio at heart, which means that it's a Les Paul that doesn't have any of the fancy thrills that other Les Pauls might have, like the Standard, for example. It lacks a flame top. It lacks, crazy binding all over the body. And it's more of a bare bones instrument that has a much more utilitarian soul to it. And what I mean by that is that it's designed just to be a solid instrument that is going to deliver. And they have really kind of envisioned that for a more modern instrument. And this is what this guitar is. So if you're the type of player that appreciates kind of the utility aspects of an instrument rather than the aesthetic part of it, it is a guitar that is going to be very appealing to you. So let's talk about some of the specs. The first thing that I have noticed here is that, first of all, the finish of the body is now satin. Instead of having a nitro layer that is a lot glossier and thicker, this is a much more thin finish that basically lends itself to wearing quicker, which is something that we all love, to be honest. When your guitar starts to, show some marks from it being played. And in the case of this, it's still natural cellulose, but it's a very thin finish. You can feel the wood through the finish, and it feels really good. It's paired up with a neck like this, which is a slim taper profile, and it's quite thin. The fretboard has a compound radius that goes from 12 to 16, which means that all the way down here is going to be super flat. So for those shredders out there, you guys are going to enjoy this because you can really get the action nice and low and be able to play really fast on this guitar without having any dead notes or anything like that. You have a really nice black binding here around the neck, which is kind of hard to see. You would imagine that this would be part of the fretboard, but no, it is binding. And then you have a cutout here where the neck joins the body that gives it a much better access to the high frets. In fact, you can easily go up to the last fret of the guitar and not feel like your hand gets cut up right at the end. It's very comfortable. Another thing that you find in the headstock is Rotomatic tuners with the Nashville style keystones here. And as you can tell, all the hardware of the guitar is chromed in black, which I think aesthetically looks really cool. It gives this guitar kind of like a heavier edge to it that I think is very, on par with a lot of these specs. Something that they do with these bodies is that they make them slightly thinner than the Les Paul Standard, which I think that it makes them a little bit more ergonomic. When you have this guitar standing up with a strap, it makes it a lot more easy just to wrap your body around it. It doesn't feel so clunky, and it helps to alleviate the weight. It's a weight relief, by the way. And in the case of this one, this is the Smokehouse Burst, which, as you can see, is kind of like this dark tobacco sunburst fitting into natural that just looks really, really good. You also have the wine red finish over here, as well as two other colors. One of my favorite things about this guitar is what you can do with the electronics. Talking about the pickups first, you have a pair of humbuckers. You have the 490R and the 498T. These are very powerful pickups that are definitely going to drive your amp harder. I feel like these guitars are definitely hinting towards a player that likes to play around a heavier style or needs something that is more comfortable for just playing fast and heavier riffs. And then with these controls, you elevate all of that. These are, well, your traditional Les Paul volume for both pickups and tone as well, but they have also an incorporated push-pull that allows you to split both pickups, both the neck and the bridge. And then over here, there's an out-of-phase pull switch that basically, when you're in the middle position, it gives you that Peter Green sound. It's kind of like the in-between position on a Strat, for example. It's a very interesting sound that you normally don't hear on Les Pauls. And finally, my favorite is the tone control for the bridge pickup, that when you push it, it basically gives you a bypass sound, which means that the bridge pickup goes straight into the output, bypasses the volume and tone, and that happens from any position that you're in. So for example, let's say you're in the neck position with the pickup split into a single coil, and then you have the tone rolled off, and then you all of a sudden just flick that up, you're suddenly on the bridge pickup all the way out. And it's sort of like a natural boost. You get a bit more output, a little bit more brightness. It's kind of like having a built-in boost within your guitar, which is always very neat if you want to go for a quick lead sound without having to reach for a pedal. And yeah, they're very neat. Honestly, I think they offer tons of value. They're really cool instruments that sound great, play great, and look cool. What else can you ask for? So yeah, let's go ahead and play for a bit so you guys can check them out. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to pick up any of this gear, the links will be down below in the description. Head over to walgersvintage.com so you can see all the amazing things that we have in stock for you. I'm talking about cars, guitars, coffee, and watches. If you guys want to support this channel, give us a thumbs up, consider subscribing, and follow us on Instagram at @WaltGraceVintage. My name is Sebastian. Until next time.